Good evening, my lovely Taurus. How are you this evening? This is Phoenix Tarot TV, and I'm happy to give you your first love reading from my new channel. So tonight, obviously, we've got your card. Nice, strong, stubborn, secure, know what you want, and let's look at what November has in store for you for your love life. I'm getting a determined energy already. I know that's kind of symbolic with Taurus. But with a lot of things that have happened with the moon and the planetary alignments, particularly now Mercury's going direct, I think the power is kind of coming through where you can take action on your beliefs or what you feel. So this evening we're going to use the Moonology just to get some guidance to start with in terms of the energy related to the moon. We're then going to have some clarification towards the end on the fairy in terms of your motivation and your inspirational advice. We're going to use the general tarot, which I've got all in the upright position, but sometimes I do flip out in the reverse. And then we've got the witch's tarot as well. If you like the way I do my reading, please feel free to comment, subscribe, share, and tag your friends in the readings, as I'm trying to grow the channel. And we'll also be looking not just on the love readings, professional readings, but also in terms of your inner awakening. That's something that's very passionate to me at the moment. So your spiritual awakening and how we can maximise your potential through the guidance of tarot, really. So just going to shuffle the Moonology cards first and see which two we can get out just as guidance, just in terms of, oh, there's one, okay. So, oh, this came out in the last reading with Aries, actually. It's time to take action. So I think that's very much symbolic of the Mercury going direct again from sort of lunchtime today. You know, the things that we've been pondering, particularly in terms of our relationship, now is the time to take action, have that conversation, set out what you want in life, what you want from the relationship, and back it up, really. Okay. So then we've got balance, spirituality and practicality. So I've just mentioned about spiritual awakening with the alignment of the full moon. We had the blue moon, and that's given some insight to people's emotions, how they feel about certain situations, and just giving them a little bit of an awakening of what they truly want. So if you're in this situation, Taurus, and you're either on a break from a relationship, or you feel like there's been a bit of a disconnect, a bit of distance between you and your partner at the moment, the advice here is to center yourself, understand what's going to make you feel balanced in the physical and the spiritual, and then have that conversation with your partner to relay what it is you need, and also listen to what they need, because it's about harmony, it's about balance, it's about you know, taking the partnership to a better than one. I know you're amazing and you're you know, very accomplished on your own, Taurus, but you know, if two people come together and they're independent and accomplished, then they can make a powerful partnership, which is definitely what I see. We know how loyal you are and committed you are when you feel that connection. But if you're not getting that balance and you're not getting that emotional reassurance from your partner, then you can become disheartened and lose that commitment, as it were. So the cards come out already. So on this left-hand side, my left, but your right, we'll be looking at your energy, and on the right-hand side, we'll be looking at your partner's energy, and then in the middle, I'll use the Witch's Tarot to clarify the obstacles or what steps need to be, you know, taken to reconnect and allow progress, which is what we want. Okay. Get another one, okay. One more, please. One more, angel spirits. One more. Didn't come out. Too many. Okay. Let me know if you like this setup. I'm happy to try different avenues to give as much clarity as possible, as I think that's vitally important. So on your side, we've got the High Priestess. So just what I was saying about being strong, independent, in your own power, and you might need to do some of this work with the balancing and spirituality to solidify this level that you're aspiring to. So you perhaps have gone through the awakening and have a much better understanding of yourself, your own power, the directions that you're going into, your dreams. But just be careful that you're not igniting that stubborn side where you kind of think you're finished and you're the completed article, and either that you're always right if there's any issues on that front. Just allow the earth stability and the new spirituality that you've got to just soften this a little. It's a very good card, very strong, but just don't close off to the other things around you. So then we've got the Ten of Wands, which is often symbolised of a bit of a burden. You can see this guy's carrying the whole lot. It's like the weight of the world on your shoulders. So whether there's been some issues in the relationship that particularly have felt burdensome to you. So as I mentioned at the beginning, you know, if you feel the disconnect, if you don't feel that you're emotionally supported by your partner, it weighs heavy on you, because that intimacy is not just about sex, it's the emotional security, it's the fulfillment. Sorry, some fireworks have just gone off. But this is about you coming to the end of that burden. So you because of your higher power now, because of your understanding, you perhaps now are starting to realize what you need to do to let go of this burden. And it might be that you're not seeing, again, because of this new higher power, you might not be seeing everything as clearly as you think. You might not always be right about the situation, but with your newfound clarity and balance, you can have a new perspective on it. I get the impression from this next card, so we've got the Six of Cups. So this symbolises soulmate, reconciliation, past love, and it can seem, this is now starting to look like to me that you might not be talking to your partner because, you know, it's a heavy burden, and you might have decided that, or they might have decided that. So I get the impression that you kind of both, nobody's saying anything, but you both are thinking that you have a connection with each other and you perhaps want to see who's going to move first. And I get the impression that you might be a little bit stubborn, Taurus, and holding back because you're in your own power. But really explore again your spirituality and also looking to take action. It might be that you need to bite the bullet this time. If that resonates with you, then for the greater good of the relationship, if you need to make the first move, knowing that your other person is a little bit more stubborn, then take that into account and evaluate that properly. So then we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is basically supporting the journey. So this is about stability, a stable offer, commitment, and basically backing up what you say. So if we have had some disconnect and a burden and we've realised what we truly want, just be open and honest about it, and almost discuss the grounded, you're an earth sign anyway, so this is definitely your card, the earth energy that supports your desires is what I'm getting from the cards. So let's have a look at your partner and just see where they are at the moment, and then we'll have a look a little bit deeper and just see what's the disconnect between you two, and go from there. But I can see there's been some growth definitely on your side, some better understanding about yourself, maybe even about the situation that occurred, but deep down you definitely want to reconcile. Let's see if your partner is having similar thoughts. Okay, that one. Okay, so definitely. So Three of Cups, okay, is about celebration. Often people say it's about a third party. There might have been interference. Now, third party doesn't have to be either somebody's cheated or there was an ex or there was someone else involved. It could just be there's an outside influence, whether it's a family member, a friend, that was basically sticking their oar into the relationship, causing problems. For me, I look at it as more of a card around celebrating a decision, celebrating a positive step forward, and looking at how this journey's going. you know, they want to celebrate with you, they want to reconnect, but it might be, as it stands at the moment, it's looking like you might need to take that first step to achieve it. They might be being stubborn themselves. We've got some water energy here, we've got earth sign, we've got your fire and your wind, so it might be someone's just being a bit stubborn. Again, it might be because they're stuck in their head. Maybe something happened and they perhaps don't know your side of things because we haven't talked, or you know, they're over analysing basically what went on, and as a result they're having sleepless nights. They're not able to see the wood for the trees, the clarity, based on this lovely connection you've got with the Six of Cups. They're not looking at that right now. They're thinking about, you know, what went wrong, so what the hassles were, what the obstacles were, but in their heart, deep down, what they want is to celebrate with you and reconnect. So interesting. Let's have a look, see if we can get a couple more cards just to have a look at their energy. Okay, 2 more cards please. Angel Spirits, Archangel Michael, there we go, there's one. Okay, Judgment, okay. So, one more. And the Hangman. Okay, so this is definitely now saying to me that something happened, whether somebody made a mistake, or there was a misunderstanding, or somebody strayed from the relationship, or told some lies, or wasn't honest. And there has to be a conversation around judgment. We have to clear the air. We have to decide what really went on, who did what. If it's your mistake, you need to step forward and apologise and own that mistake and take the action to reinforce that it won't happen again. If it's their mistake and they're still being stubborn, you might have to bite the bullet and just say, look, I understand, I want to hear your side of things, and but the Judgment card, if you look, they're celebrating as a result. So for me, this is a positive step. So although it might be a difficult conversation, it's going to have a happy ending. It's going to have the result that we want. Clear the air. You know, it's nice and blue behind them. Archangel Michael is looking down, giving you guidance, giving you the protection, giving you support to have the strength to take the action, to clear the air and resolve the situation, which is brilliant. So then you've got the Hangman. Hangman, a lot of people have different views about the Hangman. This particular Hangman, I see it, you know, do you know what? Although he's upside down and he's debating, he's perhaps, you know, some people see it as being lazy, some people see it as stalling or not making a decision. I kind of see that this is somebody who's trying to focus their energy on their crown chakra. So they're trying to use their head over their heart to understand the situation, and that might be why they're stuck in their head a little bit, and perhaps focusing at this time on the negative. So that opportunity to explore the positives of the relationship with the Six of Cups, you know, the proper soulmate side of it, the emotional connection that you two share, might be the way to start the conversation, reminisce, and get the ball rolling, so that they can come out of the in limbo mindset of, I'm going to wait and see, I'm going to wait and see. Again, it really does state that your partner, Taurus, is waiting for you to take action, is what I'm feeling from this one. So let's see if we can get some clarity between the two of you, and then we'll have a look at some of the angel cards. Okay, so again, this is reinforcing what we know so far. Really clear here. Yeah, so we've got Ten of Swords. Okay, great, so we're making progress. So they are doing some work inside themselves. Whoever feels aggrieved in this relationship, whoever feels that the other person made a mistake, or they're doing some work, because we've got the Nine of Swords and then we've got the Ten of Swords that have come out, which is a completion. So although there was some betrayal, although there was some perceived betrayal or hurt or pain and suffering, perhaps some lies, perhaps some cheating or something significant, it's at an end, and we're in a position to an end because of the Hanged Man staying inside their head has shed light on the situation to move forward to have the conversation and explore the judgment that needs to be made, so that we can finally clear the air and have the celebration of reconciliation and move forward. So let's have a look and see. 2 more cards, please, just to clarify the obstacles between Taurus and their partner. Okay, I'm going to take that one. So the Lovers. So there's definitely love there. We've got the 6 of Cups, we've got the 3 of Cups, we've got the Lovers. So again, this says to me, in your power now, you know what you want, you know what you need to do, you need to take action to do it, because you two love each other. There's definitely love here. I mean, this is a beautiful card, really like it. It's divine, it's looking, the angels are looking over it. It's a seriously beautiful connection, and don't lose sight of that. You know, sometimes in relationships we can focus too much on who said what, who did what, who was wrong, you know, you did this, I did that. Let's have those conversations in a calm and sensible way to get the judgment, clear the air of what really went on, what the mistakes were made. You know, nobody's perfect, but if you have made a mistake, you know, own it, rectify it, put a proper plan, which is the Queen of Pentacles, put a proper plan in place of how you're going to overcome it, and restore confidence in the relationship, the connection between you both. And yeah, so we've got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, so that came out in reverse. So normally 8 of Pentacles on its own in the upright is, as you can see, somebody's completely focused on their work, completely focused on themselves and their own goal. They're not even acknowledging the bird behind or the information in front of them. They're solely focusing on themselves. This can be earth energy, so again we've got more earth energy, we've got you know, fire, we've got all the signs here, so what resonates with you in terms of your partner. But as this has come out and in reverse, what's really crucial on this is they're no longer just thinking about themselves. And I get this essence with them being inside their head and thinking about the reconciliation, the celebration that they could have with you. They're perhaps not sure how to actually overcome it. So they might need your new wisdom and clarity in terms of being empathetic, or putting yourself in their position of how they might feel, to be able to come out and be brave to explore the lovers connection that you both have, which is really, really nice. So let's get some clarification and advice for yourself, Taurus, in terms of motivation, passion, what you need to do. Just a bit of spiritual guidance to try and balance you out in this situation. But I really do think once we make that initial move, we stay calm, central and balanced in our emotions to have the conversation to clear the air, you know, sense of being the bigger person, as it were, then the love connection can rekindle, and this relationship will start to move forward again with some celebration. Okay, so let's just take 3 cards from the angel deck. Okay. So we've got precious time. So I'll just read this to you first. The Fairy of Time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. So again, this is a lovely way to summarize what's going on with you, Taurus. So it's being in your own power, understanding the right time, the right place to have this conversation that I feel you need to have to clear the air so that you can reconnect on a spiritual and love level. We've then got a nice one that's protect your dreams. So for me, your partner's not been sleeping right, so they might be having nightmares. You felt heavily burdened, so you might have had you know, sleepless nights yourself. But through our dreams, we try and get clarity on what we really want, what the situation is, and perhaps a solution. So I'll read this one to you. You are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. So again, this is, I still feel this is around this reconnection, this conversation. So as much as you might want to rush into their arms and tell them just how much you love them and how much you've been thinking about them, I think there's got to be a bit more of a stable tact on the conversation first to clear the air before we can unleash that emotion. Almost like the right time, the right vibe. When you get the right vibe back from your partner, you'll know. you'll feel it because of your new growth, your new spiritual development. You'll feel it, and then it will be a time for the celebration. So we've got here the Lovers, the Three of Cups, the Six of Cups. This is all about reconnection, celebration, unity, happy ever after. Beautiful. So on here we've got, get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out and dance and play, and invitation could be on the way. So this might be you inviting them to come for a drink to discuss things, or discussing things. Sorry, there's a big firework just come out outside my house. Or a big subtle cup of coffee just to clear the air and go from there. Obviously bear in mind COVID's lockdown's imminent, and I want you to keep safe, so please adhere to those guidances. But I really do think this is a nice softly catch the monkey approach, but then once you get into either the second date or the third date, I think that love and spiritual connection will reignite, and you'll get that balance that you're craving for, Taurus, that emotional reassurance and commitment with the relationship that will make you feel that this relationship can move forward. So have a great month, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Please like, subscribe and share, as I want to grow my channel as much as I can to help giving some wonderful advice and insight to you guys.